Right now, Pasco deputies need your help finding the guys you see in these pictures. They say the two men shot and killed a man in the middle of a busy road and then took off. It all went down around 5 o'clock this evening at the State Road 54 exit ramp off of the Suncoast Parkway in Odessa. Detectives say the guys pulled up next to a man in a truck and killed him. Nightside's Grady Trimble is live near where it happened. And Grady, police are talking about the fact that there were a lot of cars around at the time and that it is fortunate that no one else was hurt.
Yeah, Carolina, a lot of families drive through this area every single day. People had stopped by to grab a bite to eat and shoppers were at the nearby stores. That's why the sheriff says this could have been so much worse. They don't have a motive right now, but detectives say the victim was a member of a biker gang. Detectives say a private dispute played out publicly at the start of rush hour traffic.
It's very scary. It's scary because this is a busy intersection. It's scary because all our families use this intersection. And thank God nobody innocent was killed tonight.
The off-ramp of the Suncoast Parkway at State Road 54 became a crime scene. Sheriff Chris Nacco says two men on motorcycles rode up to a man in a truck stopped at a red light. They got off their bikes. A witness heard 3 gunshots, then saw the driver slumped over.
This must have been frightening for numerous people. This is something that they only see on a movie or on TV, and it was playing live right in front of their eyes.
Nacco wouldn't say which biker gang the victim was in, and he doesn't know which one the suspects are in, but points out the neo-Nazi hate symbol on this guy's hat. Toll booth cameras captured these pictures.
They covered a lot of things up. They covered up the tags. They didn't wear patches.
Detectives also don't know the men's motive. They need anyone else who saw the shooting to come forward.
I know you're afraid. I know you just saw something that was horrendous and you don't want to get tied up into it, but you have the difference to save somebody else's life.
Sheriff Nacco says his detectives are aware of several biker gangs in the area, but he says they're not usually this bold. That's why they need people who saw this to contact them before it escalates any further. Live in Pasco County, Grady Trimble, 10 News.
Grady, thank you. One more thing to point out. We posted the pictures of the suspects' motorcycles on our Facebook page. Please share them to help get this crime solved quickly.
Lawmakers are heading home for the holidays after passing a stopgap measure to avoid a government shutdown. The government would have shut down Friday at midnight, but the bare-bones legislation passed today prevented that from happening. The temporary bill props up a veterans' health care provision, sustains the children's health insurance program for 9 million children for now, and upgrades missile defenses in response to the North Korea threat. The House also approved $81 billion in hurricane aid, but that measure stalled in the Senate. On hold is a solution for immigrants who came here under the DACA program.
Vice President Pence made an unannounced visit to Afghanistan today to visit with U.S. troops and hold a meeting with key Afghan leaders. There are about 14,000 troops on the ground now following President Trump's decision to step up the U.S. military's presence in Afghanistan. It's part of his effort to help break the stalemate with the Taliban. Pence told the troops the U.S. and President Trump won't let outside forces dictate their mission.
Your Commander-in-Chief has made it clear to our allies, our partners, and our enemies that the United States of America will no longer be bound by arbitrary timetables in Afghanistan.
Pence says real progress is being made on the ground in Afghanistan.
An infant is safe tonight after police say she was kidnapped by a family friend who murdered that baby's mother. 6-week-old Shamali Flores was found early this morning at a Houston apartment complex. Police say she was taken earlier this week by a woman who had stabbed and killed Shamali's mother. Investigators say the woman was due to have a baby in January and suffered a miscarriage, but didn't tell anyone about it.
She continued to faint and to fake her pregnancy with loved ones. And then at some point, actually on December 19th, she went to the home of our victim and actually brutalized or murdered her.
Detectives say she pretended that baby was hers in front of her friends. She was arrested along with her boyfriend. His alleged role in the kidnapping is still under investigation.
Yesterday, many Rays fans were devastated by the news that Evan Longoria, is headed to San Francisco, traded to the Giants for 2 minor league prospects. Tampa is trying to rebuild its team, and some fans believe if the team is trading away all of its talent, then ticket prices should come down, including well-known sports commentator Dick Vitale.
Every year, we pay Major League prices, yet they're going to give us AAA baseball. That's a joke.
Vitale posted his rant to Twitter. He says the team has routinely traded away stars for prospects, which reduced the team's spending, but ticket prices have remained high. The lowest price season ticket plan for the Rays 2018 season is a little over $1,400. They get more expensive from there with those cushy spots behind home plate, going for about 18 grand a piece. Ryan Bass joins me now. And Ryan, look, is it even realistic? Is it a possibility? Oh, look, you're shaking your head. Can't even get the question out.
No, go ahead.
No, you're right, because you're like, no, not happening.
No,
to get the ticket prices down. No,
look, they're not going to be cheap, and this is just—it's the nature of the business, unfortunately,
Yeah.
guys. This is what's going to happen for the Tampa Bay Rays and every team. Miami Marlins sold off all their players. They're not slashing ticket prices. Now, the Rays may do some deals to entice fans to come to the ballpark, but you're not going to see those ticket prices start to take a downturn, unfortunately, despite the trade of Evan Longoria.
got it. All right, so I'm not going to get my tickets for, $1,000. Not happening. Huh?
No, it's not going to happen. Sorry.
Got it. All right, thanks, Ryan.
A warning tonight as you start to unwrap some of your holiday gifts from friends and family, especially if you've been receiving gift cards. Thieves are stealing the money from those cards before you even have a chance to shop. 10 Investigates' Jennifer Titus is here with what you need to know to make sure that money is on your gift card and safe.
When we swipe our bank card and our credit card, thankfully, there are protections in place. But that's not the same with a gift card. And unfortunately, this day and age, hackers know that. As reporter Erica Crawford tells you, it was a hard lesson for one family to learn.
Upstairs, it's kind of where it all played out because it was the most damage.
You can't see it now. This was Steve Shoup's upstairs office.
Fire started here and then just kind of spread out.
A fire last April destroyed everything.
And this is just the countertop.
So the countertop isn't black usually?
No, it's usually solid white.
The Shoup family knew it would take months to rebuild. Shortly after the fire, parents from their child's math team gave a helping hand, a $500 Visa gift card.
This is the first time I've ever gotten a gift card of this amount.
And never experienced what happened next.
And it got declined.
Someone activated their card months ago, then drained the account. Here's the trouble. The card packaging was never tampered. The numbers were hidden.
You totally have to guess it.
This happens a lot. Security firms like Distal Networks and Flashpoint track gift card thieves and say prepaid cards are especially vulnerable. Hackers crack the numerical codes and get your money.
It's easier for scammers to take that money and run with it.
Erin Duffner at the Better Business Bureau said they see it too.
And really, the longer that you hold on to them, the longer that you may have actually to be scammed and have the money taken out.
Prepaid cards, even those with major credit card company logos, do not always have the same consumer protections. The Federal Trade Commission warns, treat your card like cash. You may not recover any of the value that was on the card.
Use them as soon as you can.
Shoup filed a complaint with the BBB after getting nowhere himself.
Got an email 2 days after filing with the Better Business Bureau, and they wanted the card information so they could do some research. So hopefully
he'll get some money back.
And if you get a gift card, here are some tips from the Federal Trade Commission to increase your safety. Get the original receipt of the gift card purchased. Also, inspect the card. Make sure that no protective stickers have been removed and that the PIN isn't shown. And report fraudulent activity to the Federal Trade Commission and the FBI. We'll put those links to this story on our website, WTSP.com. And if you've been victim of gift card fraud, or if there's something you'd like Noah or I to look into, email us at tips@WTSP.com. Jennifer Titus, 10 Investigates.
Here are some of the stories that you need to know tonight.
The reward for information in the case of a missing Sarasota teen is now up to $50,000. 15-year-old Jabez Spann was last seen in the area of 22nd Street on September 4th. Investigators believe he may have witnessed a murder a week before he disappeared. Sarasota police say they followed up on several tips and are in contact with Spann's family. If you know anything, call Sarasota police.
An Amtrak train on its way to Miami slammed into a flatbed trailer this afternoon along Wrecker Highway in Polk County. The train, which came from New York City, dragged that trailer a short distance before stopping. 202 passengers were on board at the time, but there have been no reports of any injuries. No word yet on how that trailer ended up on the tracks in front of the train.
The golf cart port pirates have been caught. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrested 2 teenage girls after they were caught on surveillance video. Take a look there, stealing packages in Riverview. Deputies say one of the girls is 13, the other 14. Both are now facing theft charges.
Apple is being sued after admitting to slowing down older iPhones. According to TMZ, a Los Angeles man filed a class action lawsuit against the tech giant, saying Apple's tactic of slowing down older iPhone models causes users to suffer and take a hit to their wallets. This is something some iPhone users have long suspected. Apple says this all started last year when users of the iPhone 6 started experiencing sudden shutdowns. The company says older batteries were struggling to keep up, so it offered a limited battery replacement program and a software update. Now, Apple says it knew it was slowing down those older phones, but did so to prevent shutdowns and also power surges that occur with older batteries, which can damage the processors. And we talked with you about this on Facebook Live tonight. Boy, did we get an earful.
Oh, yes, we did. The story definitely got your attention and has a lot of people fired up. All right, so Ron says, I would say it's not the battery, but Apple trying to up sales to the new generation phone. We heard a lot of that, right, Katie?
We sure did. Melody tells us I have all kind of issues with my iPhone 6. Freezes up, closes some apps without me even doing anything. Too expensive to buy a new one.
And Sean thinks he's being ripped off. He says my 6S and 8 are exactly the same. Why should I have to keep upgrading for the same functions to work properly? It's fraud.
Courtney says the iPhone 6 Plus battery drains so fast over the past few months. Now, if your iPhone is having power issues, and it sounds like a lot of them are, you can replace the battery.
But here's the thing, if it's not under warranty, it's gonna cost you $79. Somebody who has a new iPhone, we heard a lot about it during the Facebook Live.
Yeah,
showing off.
There he is, acting all humble.
You know, it's tough for people.
I totally get the frustration.
Yeah.
And slowing it down. I mean, like, hey, just give me what I had. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit of weather. You know, today was the official first day of winter. It started at 11:28 this morning officially. That's the winter solstice. But I did want to show you daylight times because today is the shortest daylight day of the year with about 10 hours and 22 minutes of daylight. Go out 2 weeks, well, it only comes up about 3 minutes, but you get into February, we're about 10 hours and 53 minutes. The daylight hours will expand until the summer solstice, which is June 21st, and will be just about 6 minutes shy of 14 hours of daylight. Right now, about 10 and a half, a little less than that. So yeah, it's going to get a little bit better if you like, especially a little bit of light after work. Right now outside, it's fantastic out there, still in the 70s. For some locations. Tampa itself's right at 70, 59-degree dew point. Little bit of drier air has moved in, not much, but just a little bit. Look at the temperatures though. 54 in Crystal River, 59 in Carrollwood, 70 in Tampa, 65 in Riverview. There's a front coming through the area and you can see it. 59 in Land O'Lakes, 65 in Riverview. It just gets a little bit warmer the further south you go. Now, big time temperature change for Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus County compared to what we were at last night at this time. 14 to almost 20 degrees cooler right now than what it was then. Drier air too. Dew points are in the low to mid 50s for Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus. Well, really Hernando and Citrus. But most of us will not see that drop very much because the air is just not pushing that far south. So we'll see a little bit of fog, especially south. Quarter-mile visibility already at Sarasota. Patchy fog for your Friday morning. Otherwise, we are basically dry out there. And now this is not a cold front like we've been seeing. It has real dry and cold air behind it. That's up there. We're kind of in a weak one that we're seeing, so I don't expect a lot of cool air. In fact, tomorrow, once the fog burns off, east winds will turn to the west, very light winds, and we're going up to near 80 degrees for a daytime high for the first full day of winter. Dew points do come down a little bit, but only by a couple degrees, so you may still feel the humidity out there. Christmas Day is our next big front. That's going to bring back some slightly cooler air and some drier air as well, but even that is not a big shot of cool air. Boating's pretty decent tomorrow. East to west winds around 5 knots, 1 to 2 foot seas, and a light chop on the bay. Allergy forecast stays in that medium range, and cedar has been added a little bit, so you may notice that. We are going to stay warm the next several days. 81 on Saturday. The record for Saturday is 82. Set back in 1990. That's going to be close. Sunday, about 80 degrees. Now, Monday, Christmas, The temperatures will actually fall a little bit, I think, through the afternoon, so we'll actually fall into the 60s. It's still not cold. Eventually, we'll get some cooler air in here. It may not be till the first week of January. We're going to warm up pretty quickly back into the 80s by Wednesday, Thursday. I think more by Thursday of next week. Traveling next couple of days, we've got 2 storm systems, mainly upstate New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. So keep that in mind. There's going to be some pretty good snow. Somewhere in the country is going to feel like and look like Christmas. Not here. We're going to see some 70s on Christmas Day, but small rain chance with it. I don't think we'll see much.
Maybe some fake snow.
I know.
Something.
Fake snow's as good as real snow. I like the 80s. Recently, some of our 10 News team went out to Wesley Chapel and Temple Terrace, spreading some joy to the Bay.
So much fun. As 10 Communities' Catherine Bursch shows you, a little joy goes a long way.
I've got the magical card.
Okay. On this day, joy to the Bay comes in high octane.
So what octane we want here, regular plus or premium?
With the help of Marathon, folks from 10 News got drivers pumped up.
The good stuff in there.
For the holidays.
We're spreading joy to the Bay. Awesome. You ready for some free gas?
You bet.
We help fuel Brianna Decker's Olympic dreams.
She plays for the United States hockey team.
Olympian!
Do you believe in miracles?
I do.
Yes! We propelled Becky Spencer to a new job.
I just switched jobs, so I was actually out of work for the last 2 weeks, so this is just really amazing timing.
And we fed a food truck.
Merry Christmas. Yes.
Thank you.
Along the way, we heard how people of all walks of life,
with sales, commissions go up, commissions go down,
scramble to make it through what can be
paycheck to paycheck,
a stressful time.
Because you got to save up for Christmas, you got to save up for presents, you got to make sure you have enough gas for the week. There's so many things. Especially making $8 an hour at Dunkin', that's really hard.
Hey, watch your toes, Judy? Guys. Yep, okay. Judy Deese barely made it to the pump, rolling in on fumes.
I scraped up $1 worth of change. I thought, well, she'll come on empty, you know? What are you gonna do?
Well, now you get a whole tank.
I can't believe it.
It means a lot because it actually helps show the community that, other people care and you're giving back to the community, and we really need that right now. We need a lot during the holidays.
For some, the free gas.
Today's grand total
means an extra present under the tree.
$57.94. Yes.
I got kids and grandbabies to buy for, so it definitely helps out a lot.
Or more food on the holiday table. Bobby Deskins has some menu suggestions.
All right, we're over 50 right now. The rest is gravy. The rest is all gravy from here on out. In fact, you can spend some of this on gravy for dinner.
Don't pay for that.
Oh, what fun we had. Providing a tank full.
All right, Judy.
And receiving.
No worries today.
A whole lot.
Thank you guys so much.
Of thankful.
Like, hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus! That's a blessing!
Catherine Bursch.
Well, hey, give me a hug. Thank you so much.
Sure
you have a great holiday season, all right?
10 Community.
Hi, my name is PFC Menahem Lopez with 3rd MOG G6 in Okinawa, Japan. I would like to wish my family back home in Tampa, Florida, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Shout out to my boys in the 813 holding it down.
Now, from your Suncoast Hyundai dealers, this is 10 Sports.
You guys ever taken the red eye from Vegas? I know you have, Bobby, right?
Oh.
All right, that's the feeling.
Flu. Feels like you had the flu.
It's not fun, especially if you had a rough night the night before. Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning, yeah, they didn't have much fun in Vegas, and they took the red eye home. Luckily, though, no hangover tonight, at least late, against the Sens. We picked this up with what you need to see. Bolts fighting back twice, forced overtime in the shootout. It's Stammer. Yep, see you later. Sending the fans home happy. He goes top shelf for his 13th goal of the season. Stamkos helping the Bolts bounce back from that tough loss in Sin City. As for what you need to know, Victor Hedman had one of his most dominant games of the season, chipping in 2 assists, 9 shots on goal over the last 5 games. Heddy has 2 goals and 7 assists. He has been so critical to the Bolts' recent success, but a lot of that not necessarily showing up in the stat sheet. So the Bolts are now 6-0-1 after they return home from the road. Cannot forget about Vladimir Nemesnikov. I know I didn't show him in the highlights, but he was huge. His 3rd period goal sent it to OT, 15th of the season. That is now a new career high for him. Stammer, Kuch, Vasi, they of course have been leading the way, but Vladdy certainly deserves some love. He has been special. All right, on to baseball. We saw a fire sale in Miami this offseason. Could the Rays follow suit? Evan Longoria shipped off yesterday. Is Chris Archer next? Well, not so fast. According to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic, the Rays may hold on to Chris Archer. Yes, that's true. I know Bobby's looking at me. Yes, they may actually do that. He's got a team-friendly contract, and the fact that the Rays believe they're going to be competitive maybe as soon as 2019, they want to hang on to him and include him in that young core. Let's hope Arch is here to stay. We know Jameis Winston is certainly going to be here to stay, at least for the next couple of years. The Bucs are out of it. I mean, they have basically nothing to play for, no playoff hopes. Draft position is really all that they can hang their hat off right now. But Jameis, you ask him, he's going to fight to the finish and hopes to salvage the final 2 games of the season.
It's going to be beautiful when we continue to fight, continue to give it our all, and scratch out 2 wins, man. You know, starting with this one, we got to fight, man. Our season isn't over, especially not to me, you know, and especially not to the guys in that locker room.
Well, the season's over for the Tampa Bay Storm before it even started. They are closing up shop for next season, deciding to cease operations, citing reduced revenues and rising Arena Football League costs. The Storm has been here, guys, since 1991. They are the winningest franchise in the AFL. All right, Bad Bow Mowers Bowl. Right here in St. Pete, Alex Magoo, the starting quarterback for FIU, a Gaither alum from right here in Tampa. He was born in Tampa. And this hit right here, tough to watch. This is his last career game, Bobby. He was only 200 yards away from being FIU's first 3,000-yard passer.
Oh, yeah.
He leaves with a broken collarbone. Really, really tough. As for Temple, well, they're Temple tough, and they get in the end zone here in the second quarter. Temple right now rolling over FIU 21-3. That game currently still going on ESPN.
A lot of people making plans, having people come in town. They want to know what it's going to be like out there.
Warm all the way through.
Beautiful.
I mean, we'll drop down a little bit for Christmas time. We were talking about New Year's and New Year's Eve. That's a big time front. It could be 80 New Year's Eve day and 60 New Year's Day. That's a long way out, so we'll keep an eye on it. There's a small change for Christmas. I mean, maybe 10, 12 degrees cooler on Christmas than Christmas Eve. But not a big rain chance. Kids, you get bikes, you know, whatever Santa's bringing for outdoor toys. I think we should be okay. Enjoy the next couple of days. Keep in mind the beaches. A lot of folks coming into town, family in town, you take them to the beach. Water temperatures in the mid-60s, so it's going to be kind of cool there.
Oh, so maybe some grilling outside instead of like cooking indoors.
It's a great golf
I just got
weekend.
this idea now,
There
Katie.
you go.
You coming?
Well, now that you've said it, we're going to hold you to it. So how this compares to other years? We're warmer, right? We're on the warmer side?
Yeah, we are warm. We're about 10 degrees above average.
All right. Very nice. Have a wonderful night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.